SIG weapons, this is what you pay for.
โอเคครับ
You pay for this precision machining.
วัน
There's
นี้
not one tool market
มาล้างกัน
inside
ครับ
this. Again, you see your firing pin safety.
เบลนิ่ง
Now, for as far as the sights are concerned, this particular pistol has Ignite sights on them.
SIG
Being a factory standard dovetail, you have
P210
many options of sights
2 นะครับ
with SIG
ตัว
sights
นี้
or with aftermarkets.
SIG
You have the extractor spring. Now, looking at the recoil springs, one of the things that SIG was very well known for, where not a lot of companies did, was the braided recoil spring. A lot of that is due to the way that the
อันนี้ก็
recoil
เพิ่ง
spring
ไปยิง
compartments
มา
are
ไม่ได้
within
ล้าง
pistols. As you can see, this is a full-size pistol, so you do have a lot of room for the recoil
ปืน
spring.
ปลอดภัยนะค
So
รับ
you only have 2 braids on here. Now the 2 braids, of course, this is very, very expensive. It's very, very durable. The springs will last longer. Now, for as far as a shorter or the smaller SIG pistols, this comes into be a much more different reason why you have these types of braided springs. For instance, on a P228 or a P229, where you will have such a small compartment in there, you have to have the braided springs so the springs will last more than 1,000 rounds. When you don't have a lot of room in there for a longer spring, it seriously decreases the service life of the
ตัวนี้ล้างแล้ว
So with the P229, for instance, you will have 3 braids. And that will need to make sure that you have a longer life. You still want to replace these definitely well within 5,000 rounds. I probably even recommend changing these out within 2,500, just because recoil springs are one of the most critical parts you want to replace. But the braiding of the recoil springs on the full-size pistols, definitely a reliability enhancement, but not as necessary. You can use rocket wire, but when you get into those smaller P225, P228, P229, it becomes much, much more necessary. I personally
ไม่ได้ล้างเลยไปยิงมา
when I was a teenager,
ไปยิงที่สนามมานะครับตัวนี้
20 or 21 years old,
เอาไป
we did a lot
6
of
ตัว
experimentation with recoil
ล้างไปแล้ว
springs. And one of the things that we saw
ล้างมา
with
แล้ว
the
3 ตัว
was we had to use rocket wire
เหลือตัวนี้
type
ตัวนี้
springs,
พวกนี้
which
ยัง
is a
ไม่ได้
single
ล้างนะ
piece,
ฮะ
or a single coil spring, and we found
นี่ก็
that
มันลื้อเลย
P229s, the recoil
ลื้อ
springs
ลื้อ
were
ข้าวๆอ่ะ
1,500 rounds.
ไม่
They
ได้
would
ลื้อ
take
แบ
a
บ
set 2-3
ไอ้นี่
times,
นะ
and you would have those issues. We did get a hold of Germany, and we were able to get them to supply us with some
เดี๋ยว
braided two braided recoil springs, and it made a major difference. Unfortunately, LaserMax never went with that. They stuck with the rocket wire because it cost what it would be to do it. But those are pistols that it was absolutely necessary to have more durable recoil spring. You had to go with the braided springs, so that's why you see SIG utilizing them. But it certainly is a design enhancement on these larger frame pistols. Looking at the frame, very, very well made. This is again what you pay for. You have mirror finish on here, no tooling marks. You do have a very generous feed ramp. The pistol has been utilized several examination, and over the years I've done a lot of endurance testing with the SIG pistols.
เป็นคราบเลย
When I worked for LaserMax, we had done a full SIG P220 series laser systems that went and replaced our spring guide. So every time we would replace
ตัวนี้ก็เบลนิ่งตัว T35 นะ
So I had a P220 that I had shot regularly for testing.
เฟรม
I'd seen well over 18 to 20,000 rounds. And oddly enough,
เดิมๆครับตัวนี้ผิว
those
เดิม
higher round counts, one of the parts that really breaks relatively quickly is the
หลัง
trigger
อ่อน
bar.
ตัวนี้หลั
That's
งอ่อ
one
น
of the
เอาไว้
that's one of the weaknesses of the SIG pistols. And for as
ตัว
far as
นี้
the slide is
อุปก
concerned,
รณ์ครบ
the
นะครับ
original
กล่อง
pistols that utilized the rolled stamp,
สมบูรณ์
you would break the roll pins that would hold the breech block into
อัน
the
นี้
slide.
นี่
And that
พัน
would
ท้าย
cause issues. However, with the one-piece stainless steel slide, it took care of that.
อ่า
Now, I did have a relatively negative experience with the P220.
นี่พันท้าย
And not necessarily was it due to the P220 itself. It was just a combination of the gun
พัน
and the
ท้าย
ammo.
คู่ตัวเหมือนกัน
I
นะ
was doing some, I believe it was around a 1,200 round test fire with testing for a new cap that we were using. And I
หนึ่ง
was
ใน
shooting
ห้าครับ
CCI clean fire. Those of you
หนึ่งใน
who
ห้า
go back
ที่
that
มี
far,
อุปกรณ์ครบ
the early 90s.
ที่
That
มี
was
พัน
the green
ท้าย
box that had the aluminum case and had a lead
ที่มี
free
เสาะร่องหลัง
encapsulated projectile.
1 ใน 5
And the
ในไทย
lead-free primer was the culprit.
นี่ก็
So
มา
what I
รั
was
ก
doing,
ษา
I
มัน
was
หน่อย
doing test spring, and all of a sudden the pistol went full auto. And at the time, it scared the hell out of me. It was having a 45 auto go full auto on you. Once I calmed down and took everything apart to see what happened was, you when you looked at the breech
ผม
face,
ทำความสะอาดผมก็
the metal around the frying pan had flowed in, and the frying pan was caught, basically like an open bolt machine gun. The frying pan was caught, and the metal flowed around, so it was out, so it worked as an open bolt machine gun. So I got a hold of Sig. Sig had said they'd never heard this before. They'd never seen this phenomenon before. And I got a hold of CCI. Of course, they never heard of it before. Well, come to find what happened was the breech faces on the Sig pistols were not hardened. It was never necessary for as far as modern ammunition, regular ammunition. The primers on the CCI clean fire burn so hot that on the heat-treated breech faces, it could cause that metal to flow, and which is what happened. Now, we use that same ammunition with Beretta, with Glock, and those were heat-treated, with no issues. We had no problems. It ended up being just a unique problem that we had with the ammunition, so we ended up stopped using that. However, Sig did replace the pistol. They replaced the slide. What was necessary was the slide. So that was an interesting experience with a model P220. So for reassembly, very simple. Drop the barrel back in. As you can see, this is a Browning
ล้างคร่าวๆนะครับ เพราะว่าเดี๋ยว
locking system.
อีก2 วันก็
Now the barrels are not chrome plated.
ไปยิงอีก
In fact, everything that you see now is all nitrile.
ล้างคร่าวๆไว้ก่อน
Sig also had initially manufactured their own magazines. Now they're all being made in Italy by Megar. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this to the range. We're going to see how it shoots. ตัวนี้จะผลิตที่สวิตเซอร์แลนด์นะครับ อันนี้แหลมเลยให้ล้างเลย The ammunition that was used to test for this pistol was the Elite Performance ammunition 6 Hour. I've used quite a bit of 6 Hour ammunition over the last 2 years, and it's excellent. The ammunition company is owned by Sig, and they, for the most part, have put out a good Elite Performance line, which are all Sig full metal jacket. They're all making them in all calibers, 9, 40, 45,
อันนี้บาวดิ้งตัวนี้ตัว T35 เนี่ย
and they also have the Elite Performance
ดูแรมครับ แรมลำกล้องของมันเนี่ยเล็กมาก มันคือตระกูลลูกดกตระกูลแรกนะครับบาวดิ้งตัวเนี้ยที่ผลิตขนาด 9 ขึ้นมานะเป็นลูกดกเจ้าแรกเลย ดูแรมมันเท่านี้
Now the ammunition that we shot the best group with was the Elite Performance full metal jacket.
พอขึ้นไปมันก็
we were looking at 811 feet per second with a
ขึ้นไปอย่างเงี้ย
and the group was just under 1.2 inches. It was about 1.1 with very little to spare.
ไม่เหมาะตัวเนี้ยไม่เหมาะกับการเอามายิงด้วย แล้วก็ไม่เหมาะกับลูกซ้อมด้วย ลูกซ้อมเนี่ยไม่เหมาะตัวเนี้ยถ้าจะยิงก็ลูกจริงดีกว่าครับตัวเนี้ยเพราะว่าแหลมทางขึ้นลูกของมันเนี่ยเล็กมากเปรียบเทียบกับตัวเนี้ย
Now the P220 has still gone on to be very, very popular. It's still a popular pistol. It's now evolved into a 10 millimeter. The 10 millimeter, which we've done a review on, you're looking at a stainless steel
ตัวนี้ก็
frame.
นานๆทีก็เอายิงนะครับเพราะส่วนมากก็จะเก็บจะสะสมมากกว่า
Very, very well made pistol. I was very, very pleased with that one as well. It's heavy, but it's handling a heavy cartridge. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share. Thank you.
อันนี้ก็โคอันนี้ผมใช้ไกด์ลอดเป็นไกด์ลอดของเดิมนะมันจะเหวี่ยงบูทเนี่ยบูททึบเนี่ยมันจะเหวี่ยงมาได้เลยมันจะเหวี่ยงลอดสปริงมาได้เลยนี่ครับตัวนี้ก็ยิงจะเหมือนกันอะไรเดี๋ยวอะไรล่วงไปแล้วชุบไก่รอดขังสไลด์โอเคเดี๋ยวเรามาดูแหลมกันแหลมแต่ละรุ่นโค้1991A1 Sig-P201 Browning High Power โอเคดูแหลมทางขึ้นลูกนะเดี๋ยวลำกล้องวูฟนะครับตัวนี้ของกอกของผมอยู่ในรถแหลมอันนี้ลำกล้อง National Max นี่ตัวนี้ลำกล้อง National Max อันนี้ลำกล้องเดิมของตัวนี้ของ 1991A1 ตัวนี้ A1 ตัวนี้ National Maxดูการปัดแหลมนี่ต่างที่ปัดแหลมนะครับแต่5 นิ้วลงด้วยกันได้นะเนี่ย2ตัวนี้ลงด้วยกันได้โค้เนี่ยไอ้นี่ลงด้วยกันไม่ได้นะเจ้าคุณปู่อันนี้ก็ระวังนะครับอย่าให้มันฟาดไปโดนเฟรมนะฮะอันนี้อันตรายจะบินจะทำให้บินหรือหักได้นะครับตัวนี้กล้องวู
just a more combat type pistol. And a pistol that they came up with was a 9x19 model P220. The original model P220, the magazine release was in the the butt right down here. That was the way that it was. It was a single column magazine.
อันเนี้ยใส่ด้วยกันได้เหมือนเดิมครับตัวเนี้ยลงด้วยกันได้แต่ไม่แนะนำครับเพราะว่าที่ไม่แนะนำที่จะลงตัวเนี้ยเพราะว่าลูกลูกกดระเบิดเนี่ยมันติดกับเขาเรียกว่าทางขึ้นลูกแหลมของ National Mac เนี่ยมันจะติดเฟรมมากเกินไปในระหว่างบ่อแม็กเนี่ยบ่อแม็กขึ้นไปมันจะชิดมากเกินไปแต่ว่าถ้าเป็นหัวบอลเนี่ยไม่เป็นไรแต่ว่าถ้าเป็นหัวระเบิดเนี่ยถ้าเราเอาขึ้นไปเนี่ยหัวระเบิดจะเท่านี้ใช่ไหมครับมันจะกดลงไปเหลือเท่านี้เลยเคยมาแล้วครับเนี่ยไม่แนะนำถ้าอันเนี้ยก็อยู่ประมาณเม็ดแรกแล้วก็สไลด์ไปให้สุดเลยถ้าจะลงของ National Mac เนี่ยถ้าสไลด์ไปแล้วก็ค่อยปล่อยเนี่ยขัดมันจะงับแต่ว่ากระชากแล้วก็ปล่อยไปเลยเนี่ยโอเคไม่เป็นไรทีนี้ก็ขึ้นอยู่กับค่าสปริงค่าเคของสปริงของแต่ละก็บอกละก็ไว้แค่
And I can tell you from going back to a kid, I was never a 1911 fan. I was always, I liked the 45.
จะถามว่าใส่ด้วยกันได้ไหมใส่ด้วยกันได้นะครับโค้ดเนี่ยพร้อมลำกล้อง5 นิ้ว 1911อะไรเงี้ยลงได้หมดเลย
I had gone back with the Browning BDA a little bit. So then this pistol has also been chambered in 38 Super as well as 9mm and 45 auto. So it's been its most popular calibers. Now, talking a little bit about the pistol itself, as far as what it's gone through in an evolution. This is a modern production of P220.
ใช้น้ำมันอันนี้นะ
This pistol has the modern one-piece stainless steel slide. The original pistols, as they came in, had a slide, had a pinned-in breech block. Those were the first pistols as they came into the country. With the opening of SIG USA in Newington, New Hampshire, they began a manufacturing process of slides. Slides were the first thing that was manufactured by SIG in the U.S. And that was for the model P229 pistol, which was the 40 caliber pistol. And eventually, all the original P220s, the entire P220 series, in fact, would have the slide switch from the original sheet metal stamping, rolled sheet metal, to the one-piece stainless steel. So that's part of an evolution that you see right here as well. 2011, one of the next evolutions the pistol will go through is the addition of the 1913 rail.
อันนี้ก็มาล้างคร่าวๆก่อนนะครับเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวจะต้องไปยิงอีก
The P226 would go on to have a very good and solid career with our special operations guys, Navy, and so forth. All modern SIG pistols have what's referred to as squared or enhanced ergonomics. So we can see we have this indentation which goes into here. What that is for somebody with smaller hands. It enables them to grab the pistol and moves their grip forward so you get the trigger. Now, SIG has always had a shorter trigger as well for those with short fingers.
Okay.
Now, looking at some of the features that made this gun, as unique as it was, you had a double action, single action, which refers to the trigger. So your first shot will be the long-drawn double-action trigger pull, which are known to be very heavy. Now, the quality of the double-action, single-action triggers varies from pistol to pistol. I've had ones that were very, very nice, very smooth, and then I've had ones that were very, very heavy. This particular one's on the heavier side. So your first shot will be the long-drawn double-action. This one would fire. And now you have the short single-action trigger. Now, to decock the pistol, you have a side-mounted decocker. Now, I'll give you a little bit of background on this. The pistols prior to the P220 mostly did not have decocking mechanisms at all. If you look at the CZ75, obviously the 1911, the Brugers, you didn't have a method of decocking. The only one really at the time you did was the P38. And that was very, very valuable, being able to do so. So the hard part was getting people, when they got these pistols, to, instead of doing what they're used to, which is relatively dangerous because if the hammer slips, if you go off and they'll take the
ถ้าเป็นไปได้ก็ทำความสะอาด
is
ตรงนี้นะ
utilizing the decocker. So there's no what you would say manual safety on the SIG pistol. Referred to as a 4-point safety. First you have the
ทำความ
decocker.
สะอาดมันสักหน่อย
Secondly, you have the firing pin safety. Now the firing pin safety on the SIGs, which is
แต่จริงๆแล้วลำกล้องถ้าเราล้างแล้วก็ควรจะใช้ได้แห้งนะ
is located right in the bottom of the slide. Pushing inward on it now.
เช็ดลำกล้องให้แห้งแล้วก็ถ้าอันเนี้ยถ้าผมใช้ผมก็ใช้เป็นจาระบีขาวหรือซุปเปอร์ลูปก็ได้ครับเนี่ยหยอดไปตรงเนี้ยหยอดไป
There's nothing that's going to cause this pistol to fire unless a trigger is pulled. Even if for some reason the hammer was to fail and the hammer was to go forward, it still would not be able to discharge until the trigger is pulled all the way to the rear. That's probably one of the most invaluable safeties on all modern combat pistols.
เพิ่มความหลอดลื่นเข้าไป
Obviously, the older Makarovs and things along those lines, the older high powers did not have such of a safety. But you look at anything that we have now, striker fighter or not, no matter what, the safety is not there. Key to the safety of a modern semi-automatic pistol. And you also have the
แต่
trigger
จ
bar
ริงๆปืน
disconnect.
พวกนี้ไม่ให้ควรที่จะเอามายิงแล้วนะ
You have a
ควร
disconnect
ที่จะ
from
เก็บ
the
นะ
hammer. So you have, all in all, a very, very safe pistol for carrying for self-defense or for military. Obviously, this is a full-size pistol. So looking at the specifications we have, this is referred to as the SIG P220 Nitron. 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol. The frame is a full-size aluminum alloy, hard-coat anodized black. The slide is stainless steel, nitron-coated. The rail is 1913 standard. Unlike many other pistols that utilize a proprietary rail, such as HK and so forth. You have an overall barrel length of 4.4 inches, overall length complete of 7.7 inches, overall width of 1.5 inches, a height of 5.5 inches,
นี่ก็
weight of 30.4
ถ้า
ounces.
เป็นไปได้ก็เอาน้ำมัน
Six
ไข่
always been relatively expensive for as far as price is concerned. This is no different. You're looking at an MSRP of $1,115. We're going to go over this, how this thing comes apart. We're going to take a look at some of the things on the inside as well. For disassembly, we're also going to check to make sure that we're clear. We're going to lock the slides in the rear. We're going to take the disassembling latch lever. We're going to rotate it 1/4 turn down. Pull the slide up back. And it's going to slide right off. Now we have the spring guide and recoil spring. Push in to lift out. So you lift the barrel right out. Now looking on the inside of the slide,
เห็นไหม
weapons, this is what you pay for. You pay for this precision machining. There is not one tool mark in the inside of this. Again, you see your firing pin safety. Now, for as far as the sights are concerned, this particular pistol has night sights on them. Being a factory standard dovetail, you have many options of sights, whether they're with SIG sights or with aftermarkets. We have the extractor spring.
หยอดไป
Now, looking at the recoil springs,
หยอดไป
one
เรื่อย
of the things that SIG was very well known for, when not a lot of companies did
ใจ
it in the
เย็น
past,
ๆ
was
นะ
to braid recoil
ล้างปืน
springs.
ก็
A lot
ใจ
of that is due
เย็น
to the way that the recoil spring compartments
อย่า
are
ไป
within
ใจ
the
ร้อน
pistols. As you can see, this is a full-size pistol, so you do have a lot of room for the recoil spring. So you only have 2 braids on here. Now the 2 braids, of course, this is very expensive. It's very durable. The springs will last
เบล
longer.
นิ่งตัวนี้เป็น
Now,
เป็น
as
ปื
far
น
as
สวัสดิการของ
shorter,
กองทัพ
smaller
อากาศ
pistols,
นะฮะ
this comes into be a much more different
ตัวเนี้ย
reason why you have these types of braided springs. For instance, on a
เป็นปืนกองกลางของ
or a
กองทัพอากาศ
P229 where you will have such a small compartment and you have to have the braided springs so the springs will last more than 1,000 rounds. When you don't have a lot of room
สีของมันเนี่ยมันไม่ได้เป็นสีแบบไอ้นี่เขาเรียกว่าผมเรียกไม่ถูกมันเหมือนเป็นแป้งครับตัวเนี้ยมันจะเป็นแป้งมันไม่ได้ผิวแบบลมอะไรพวกนี้ทั่วไปมันออกเป็นแป้ง
just because recoil springs are one of the most critical parts you want to replace. But the braiding of the recoil springs on the full-size pistols, definitely a reliability enhancement, but not as necessary. You can use rocket wire, but when you get into those smaller P225, P228, P229, it becomes much more necessary. I personally, when I worked for LaserMax when I was a teenager, 20 or 21 years old, we did a lot of experimentation with recoil springs. And one of the things that we saw with using our laser tube was we had to use rocket wire type springs, which is a single piece or a single coil spring. And we found that with the 229s, those recoil springs would be gone within 1,500 rounds. They would take a set 2-3 times, and you would have those issues. We did get a hold of Germany, and we were able to get them to supply us with some braided two braided recoil springs, and it made a major difference. Unfortunately, LaserMax never went with that. They stuck with a rocket wire because it cost what it would be to do it. But those are pistols that it was absolutely necessary. To have more durable recoil spring, you had to go with the braided springs. So that's why you see Sig utilizing them. But it certainly is a design enhancement on these larger pistols. Looking at the frame, very well made. This again is what you pay for. You have mirror finish on here, no tooling marks. You do have a very generous feed ramp. The pistol has been utilized with several different kinds of ammunition. And over the years, I've done a lot of endurance testing with the Sig pistols. When I worked for LaserMax, we had done a full Sig
ตัวนี้
8020 series.
เคยให้ทาง
spring
ผู้ใหญ่เซิร์ชข้อมูลดูนะฮะว่าตัวเนี้ยมันมีครับให้ตัวสลักตัวปั๊มตัวกองทัพตัวเนี้ยมันมีแต่ว่าอุปกรณ์ครบแบบนี้ไม่มีฮะมันมีแค่5กระบอกแต่ผมไม่รู้ว่าอยู่ไหนบ้างนะแต่ผมอยู่ที่ผมอะ1break the roll pins that would hold the breech block into the slide, and that could cause issues. บางตัวก็เป็นพันท้ายเป็นตัวเป็นซองไม้กดไปแล้วมันจะดีดแล้วก็ใส่เนี่ยเข้าไปเช่นตัวนี้เหมือนกันตัวนี้จะซองมันจะเป็นซองหนังเดิมๆเนี่ยแต่ว่าซองหนังผมหาซื้อไม่ได้สั่งตัดก็ราคาเอาเรื่องอยู่ก็เลยเอาไว้อย่างนี้ก่อนก็เดี๋ยวมีรุ่นพี่คนหนึ่งเขาจะเอาแม็กแล้วก็เอากล่องของมันมาให้นะครับพี่ท่านนี้เขาอยู่สวิตเซอร์แลนด์เขาปืนตัวนี้เขาก็ผลิตที่สวิตเซอร์แลนด์เขาก็เล่นปืนกันปืนเอาสะสมที่วันนี้เขาสะสมอันนี้ผมก็ใส่ไปละ
When you looked at the breech face, the metal around the frying pan had flowed in, and the frying pan was caught, basically like an open bolt machine gun. The frying pan was caught, and the metal flowed around, so it was out, so it worked as an open bolt machine gun. So I got a hold of Sig. Sig had said they'd never heard this before. They'd never seen this phenomenon before. And I got a hold of CCI. Of course, they never heard of it before. Well, come to find what happened was the breech faces on the Sig pistols were not hardened. It was never necessary for as far as modern regular ammunition. The primers on the CCI Clean Fire burned so hot that on the heat-treated breech faces, it could cause that metal to flow, and which is what happened. Now, we use that same ammunition with Beretta, with Glock, and those were heat-treated. With no issues, we had no problems. It ended up being just a unique problem that we had with the Sig ammunition, so we ended up stopped using that in it. However, Sig did replace the pistol. They replaced the slide. That was necessary. Was the slide. So that was an interesting experience with a
Browning ตัวนี้
So for reassembly,
บริษัท
very simple.
FN เป็นคนผลิต
You can
นะ
see this is a Browning
ตัวนี้
locking system. Now the barrels are not chrome plated on these. In fact, everything you see now is all nitron.
ลื่นด้วย
Sig also initially manufactured their own magazines. Now they're all being made in Italy by Megar. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this to the range. We're gonna see how it shoots.
โอเคตัวนี้จะเป็นเซฟแม็กนะฮะ
The ammunition that was used to test for this pistol was the performance ammunition 6
อัน
hour.
นี้ก็เป็นล้างเบื้อง
I've used
ต้น
quite a
นะ
bit
ฮะ
of 6 hour ammunition over the last 2 years, and it's
ไม่
excellent.
ล้าง
The
เจาะจ
ammunition
งอะไร
company is owned
มาก
by
มาย
Sig, and they, for the most part, have put out
ตัวนี้
the
กล่องใบ
performance
ครบ
line,
นะครับ
which are all Sig
มี
full
กล่อง
metal jacket. They are all they make them
มี
in
กล่อง
all
มี
calibers, 9, 40, 45,
มีแม็ก3 ตัว
37 Sig, all those. And the full metal
ปืน
jacket
กระ
is
บอก
the
นี้
training
ได้มาจาก
ammunition, and they also have the elite performance
เจ้าของปืนเก่าเนี่ยเป็นนายแพทย์ทหารอากาศนะ
The Starfighter
ตัวเนี้
was
ย
made by PMC in the way that it performs. In 45, it came in the 185 grain, the 200, and the 230 grain.
ตัวนี้
So that was the
เจ้า
ammunition
ของ
that was used
เจ้า
in
ของ
testing.
ปืนเขาเป็น
I've had a lot of triggers
นาย
I've
แพ
had
ทย์ท
since
หารอากาศ
throughout
อยู่
my life. So it didn't feel that it was really necessary to do a lot with this particular pistol. I probably got like 200 rounds through this pistol, and like you would expect on
มัน
a
ก็จะ
single
เป็นอย่าง
barrel.
นี้
Now the ammunition that we shot the best group with was the performance full metal jacket. With my lab radar, we were looking at 811 feet per second with a 230 grain
ผม
projectile.
จะพยายาม
And the
ไม่
grip was just under
ไม่ใส่มากนะ
2 inches. It was about 1.1 with
มันจะ
a
เป็นรอย
spare at 15 yards.
ตรงนี้ก็เดี๋ยวเอาจาระบี KSJ เนี่ย
These are not match sights. This is
Ah,
designed as a
fine.
combat pistol. It's designed to poke holes in bad guys so they bleed out. It's not designed to put all the bullets through the same hole. That's one of the things I haven't been showing as much targets because it's irrelevant. You can put one hole on top of the other. However, with this pistol, it shot so well that we did show the target. Now the P220 has still gone on to very popular. It's still a popular pistol. It's sold. It's now evolved into a 10 millimeter. The 10 millimeter, which we've done a review on, you're looking at a stainless steel frame as well as a slide to cope with the heavy recoil of the 10 millimeter cartridge, and that was extremely accurate. Very, very well made pistol. I was very, very pleased with that one as well. It's heavy, but it's handling a heavy cartridge. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share.
ทำอะไรก็ใจเย็นๆนะครับใจเย็นๆค่อยๆทำค่อยๆทำไปเรื่อย
แป้งคุมมันฟิตมีสูตรใหม่
เนื้อแป้งเบาผิวบิวได้
ไม่ว่าผิวเฉดไหนก็ฟิต
ไม่เป็นนิวยอร์กโคคารีสและช่วยชดเชยน้ำและแร่ธาตุกลับสู่ร่างกาย
จริงๆควรการล้างลำกล้องเนี่ยควรจะเป็นอย่างนี้ฮะไม่ควรกระชากขึ้นกระชากเข้าออกนะควรที่จะกระชากไปอย่างนี้นี่แล้วก็เอาออกแต่ของผมขี้เกียจครับ
What's up next for review, guys? A new 6-hour product coming up next on the Broniwings USA channel. From the Sherlock Security Safe to the tabletop today, a review on the 6-hour P220 Legion. This pistol is an extremely high-quality handgun, and it is in 45 ACP. Currently, the 220 is in a TT gun leather holster. We'll go ahead and get it out of the holster. This is the one I use at the range, too. And there's a look at the pistol itself. Fantastic, right? So we shot about 300 rounds of 6 hours of performance ammunition during this review, and the pistol was absolutely flawless. Young Beretta and I were both impressed by the pistol, and it was just a joy at the range. This, of course, is a production Legion pistol from 6-hour in 45 ACP. And the thing about the pistol that sets it off the most is it's just thinner overall than a 226, which is a double stack. So this is a single stack 45 ACP, the closest thing to their 1911 line that they have in the P series line. And the Legion is at the top of that. It has fantastic fitment, really tight pistol overall. You can just tell that the quality on this handgun is a top priority.
ผมก็จะล้างเท่านี้อันนี้
The
คือ
Sig-P
ล้างเบื้องต้นไปก่อน
come with 3 magazines, as seen right here. Very super high quality magazines, no issues at all with these magazines in the field. All of them function flawlessly, and I've been pretty impressed with Sig's magazines that come with their pistols in general in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. So we have probably 7 or 8 P-series pistols by now, and the magazines have been terrific. Also, the magazines for their 1911 line have been very good. The ammo is supplied by Elite Performance Ammunition from Sig Sauer. This is their 45 ACP ammo, 230 grain, traveling at 850 feet per second and 369 foot-pounds.
Takes a little getting used to. Shoots a little bit different than my 1911s.
Back to the pistol. The slide on the pistol itself is machined from a solid piece of stainless steel. So you've got a stainless steel slide here. You have an aluminum alloy frame, which helps keep that weight down quite a bit. The entire pistol is covered in a PVD Legion gray finish. It is set up for lights and lasers or anything like that you may want to put on this particular P220. The Legion P220 weighs in at 30.4 ounces. So this is a lot lighter than a full-size 1911.
ถ้าเป็นไม่ได้ก็เอาวีนอนนะครับใส่ไปวีนอนขัด
with an alloy frame. That weight does help tame the recoil
อัน
of
นี้
the
เข็ม
45
แทนนูน
ACP
แทนนูน
round, making it quite enjoyable.
ผมทอดเอามาล้างหมดแล้วนะครับเข็มแทนชนวนตรงนี้
Double action first round. Wow, very smooth double action. Amazing single. Wow.
บางคนก็เท่านี้นะครับ แต่ของผมเป็นอย่างนี้
Let's cover the dimensions of the handgun itself real quick. The overall length of the pistol is 7.7 inches, and the height of the pistol is 5.5 inches.
เดี๋ยวลืม
Pretty nice. Recoil is very manageable. How about some 45B Crown from Sig Sauer? And I'm finding with this 220 Legion that I cannot release the slide, so it's slingshot.
Okay, guys, let's talk about the trigger real quick. That's something I really like to talk about. This is a enhanced SRT Gray Guns Precision trigger, according to Sig's website. What I found was the double action is extremely consistent, but does feel heavier than the 226 Legions. According to my scale, it is just over 10 pounds.
วีคใหม่ทำไมเจอแต่อะไรเดิมๆลอง Discover Weekly เลย แค่เนี้ยก็ได้เจอเพลงใหม่ที่ Love ได้ทุกวีคจะเจอเพลงอะไรอีกนะ
ไปไหน
ให้เพลงที่ใช่ไปหาคุณ
ผู้ชายอย่างเรายิ่งร้อนเหงื่อยิ่งเยอะรังแคความคันความมันมาไม่หยุดใช้เคลียร์แมนสูตรใหม่ที่มีพลังช่วยกระจัดรังแคขั้นสุดและ
ขัดไว้ก่อนนะครับ
ที่สยบรังแค
ขัดไว้
ความมันและความคันสดชื่นยาวนานดูดีมั่นใจ100%สยบรังแคด้วยเคลียร์แมน
Consistent, yes. A little heavier, I thought so. But good. Good enough to get good hits from 13 yards away. As you'll see during our shooting, we were about 13 yards away from our target and getting consistent hits. So, yes, it is heavier, very consistent. And then we'll switch to the single action. Again, according to my scale, just over 5 pounds. 5.1 is what I was getting. Little creep there.
นี่ขัดไว้นะครับ
So there it is, firmed up. See a little bit of movement, and then it breaks. Overall, an excellent combat, home security,
ระวังนะครับ
self-defense type
ค่อย
of
ๆตวัด
trigger
ขึ้น
right here. No need to change it, no need to have it worked on. It is
ไม่งั้น
still
เดี๋ยวมันจะ
very,
เป็น
very
รอย
good and class leading in this type of firearm.
So you guys, moving on from Bredis here, talking about the trigger. Let's now talk about the frame real fast here. Frame's mag well does have a slight
โอ้
beveling to it
fuck
for easier magazine insertion.
เห็นไหมล่ะ
Loading this pistol was just extremely easy.
เดี๋ยว
What
ไป
about you,
แล้
Fred?
ว ระวังนะครับ ระวังนะครับ
The frame also features
ไปแล้ว
an
เดี๋ยวไปหา
external
ก่อ
front
น
undercut, allowing you to get high and deep into the grip. That combined with the front strap checkering here gives you excellent control over this 45 ACP handgun. You've also got checkering right here and on the front of the trigger guard.
Got some sick V crown 45 ACP right here. Again, slingshot this thing.
All right, let's talk about these low profile, minimized controls on the P220 Legion. We have several Legions, as you guys know, and we have no problems working these things that are smaller, but you can still make them work on our other Legion pistols. As far as this 220 is concerned, taking it from single action to double action with the release is no problem
ไปแล้ว
whatsoever.
หาไม่
As
เจอ
far
เลย
as using this for any type of a slide release, that is going to be a no-go. It just doesn't work for that. So, just like they teach in most police academies and everything else, it's gross motor skills, over the top, and rack the action. Okay? Nice and simple. Over the top,
อันนี้
rack the
ไว้อย่างนี้ก่อนนะครับ
in your business.
กระเด็นไปแล้ว
Just wanted to make you all aware on our particular 220, that's where it's at. So again, I like the decocker here. It works quite
เพิ่ง
well.
ไปเปลี่ยนส
from
ป
the
ริงไกด์
shooter's
รอดมา
position.
เลย
A little movement in my hand to reach it, because my hand, even though it's large, is not quite large enough to get there from the shooting position. I have to shuffle it a little bit
เดี๋ยวค่อยไป
and
หา
use it, but it works quite well and no real
กระ
problem.
เด็นไปเลย
And then back to the shooter's position here. But this slide lock here is going to be used as a slide lock. So just know that going into it. That is our experience. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. I've watched a couple reviews that are out there, but I just don't remember anyone saying that. But they might have covered that too. I want my subscribers and my viewers to know that that's the way it's going to be should you purchase this firearm.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing because at least you're not, not locking the slide back. Like that would be your traditional problem with a traditional P series gun or like the SP.
โบนี่ของแท้
เอารู้ว่าทุกคนอยู่ในนั้นไม่มีใครไปไหนได้ทั้งนั้นจนกว่าจะได้กินข้าวเที่ยง
ทีกับมื้อเที่ยงเดิมๆเที่ยงนี้ไปจาก KFC มื้อเที่ยงผู้พันเริ่มต้นชุดละ 99 บาท 23 สิงหาคมนี้
2022 even, you would, not hold the slide
แย่
open
หน่อยนะครับ
because of holding the slide release down.
Oh, you're talking about with my traditional thumbs forward grip.
Yeah, very hot.
That I would be running into it, and so the slide would go back forward, and I think I'd have a round, and I'd actually have an empty gun. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. And I've not had that problem with any of the Legion pistols. So I had a lot of those kind of problems when I was just shooting the regular SIG P-Series handguns, but no issues like that with the Legions.
That shoots as good as any top end 1911, I swear.
หมด
Wow. It's a shooter, man. It's a good shooter. Another winner by Sig as far as the Sig Legion is concerned.
The P220 Legion comes with these very beautiful, high-quality G10 grips, which feature a Sig Sauer Legion medallion in the middle of the grips. This is traditional Legion. All the Legion pistols come with these style of grips. They have really good texture on them as far as the checkering or stippling here. Just very, very high quality. No seam to them. Just they feel wonderful.
ปาดไป
Really, really well done on this pistol.
ล้างสไลด์ ปาดล้างสไลด์ไปเรื่อยๆฮะทำไปเรื่อยใจเย็นๆนะดื่มน้ำก่อน
And guys, to the cocking serrations on this pistol, we do have some front cocking serrations up here. So if you're a guy like me, and every once in a while I do it, is I go ahead and cock the pistol from the front. It does add a little something.
ค่อยๆทำไปเรื่อย
This is more along the lines of some of their Elite Series pistols. They put some cocking serrations up here. I wish there was more, but you know, maybe that's not possible because of the way the pistol is cut and whatnot. But the back ones, they've always been very good. I don't care how you do it, but I love that overhand method. If you want to do it from the front, you can. It's there.
ล้าง
The
สไลด์
Sig-P20 Legion has a 4.4
อีก
inch
ไปเลยครับ
barrel on it, and it does have a pick rail down here. So if you do want to put lights or lasers or bazookas or anything like that down here, whatever you can attach to the pistol itself, it'll be good to go. If you're gonna make this a home defense gun, how about a light? A light would be great right here.
ล้างสไลด์ดีไปเลย
Nice. The Sig 220, perfect today.
The sights that come on this Legion pistol are traditional for the Legion series. They're the very high visibility SIG X-ray night sights. You have an extremely high visibility green dot front sight and a 2 tritium dot rear sight that features serrations on it to reduce glare.
ล้างส
And
ไล
it is
ด์
like a traditional 6-hour sight in that you can rack the pistol if need be on an object. If you need to.
All right, guys, let's cover something everyone wants to know about. What is the cost of this handgun? So this beautiful 45 ACP handgun made by the Sig Sauer Legion team, if you will, has an MSRP of
ที่สวิตเซอร์แลนด์
$14,413 is the suggested MSRP.
อันนี้เป็นตัว
As we know,
R
Sig, usually
เป็น
has a
ตัว A
higher MSRP
เป็นจุด
than what the street
เป็นตัว A
price is,
ครับ
and we're
ส่วนมากจะเป็น
finding the
ตัว
street
P
prices to be right around
ตัว A เนี่ยผลิตให้กองทัพนะครับ
$1,150
ตัวเนี้ย
somewhere in there. So
หายาก
definitely
อะ
a discount off of MSRP can be found
มี
out there if you're
มีคนมาจีบ
handgun.
ผม
I do think
ให้
it's well worth that $1,100
ตัวเนี้ย
price area
ผม
because it does
ไม่
bring
ขาย
a
นะครั
lot
บ
to the table as far as if you're a 45 ACP guy.
เก็บไว้
Look at what people are charging for some of those 1911s out
ชอบ
there. And I know there's some good custom 1911 handguns out there, but is it really worth, you know, $4,000 where this is $1,100 or $1,200?
ไก่หลอ
I
ด
think a lot of us out there, 80%, would not know the difference between those upper end 1911s and this Legion pistol right here. This brings everything you really need. If you want to move forward because you like those custom 1911s, then go ahead and go that direction. But if you like SIG pistols, this 220 Legion is going to be the one for you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review video, and if you're interested in this SIG P220 Legion or anything else available from Sig Sauer, go ahead and check out their products and their website. As always, everyone, thanks for watching the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, Beretta 9mm USA, and support us on Patreon if you like. And as always, remember,
ขยับ
your
เข้าไป
Second
นะครับ
Amendment is worth protecting. We'll see you guys in the
โอ
next
เค
video.
อันนี้ก็ค่อยๆขยับหาโพซิชันให้ดีนะฮะเห็นไหมครับ ขยับเข่าโพซิชันก็โอเคปุ๊บตะวันโอเคนี่
ช้อปปี้ส่งฟรีไม่อั้นจากแอปเพียงเข้าแอปไปกด
channel, Brett and I Millimeter USA here, and I am excited about this one. I hope you guys like it too. We have two very fine pistols right here. It is an apple to orange light comparison, so just go ahead and accept that as the premise of this video. This is a very nice Dan Wesson Visual full size 1911 versus a Sig Sauer P220 Legion. Both of these pistols, fantastic. That full comparison video is coming up next.
ผมใช้ซุปเปอร์ลูปราคาก็ประหยัดนะแล้วก็ดีทนความร้อนอ่ะ
Just letting up the trigger just a little bit, getting that reset, and going for the next round.
คนอื่นเก็บปืนยังไงไม่รู้นะครับแต่ของผมจะเก็บแบบ
Nice. Recoil is very manageable.
เก็บแบบใส่
How
ยัด
about some 45
ยัด
beat
เข้าไป
round
ใน
from
ทั้ง
6
ถุ
hour?
งเลยใส่
And
ไป
I'm
ใน
finding with
ทั้
this
งถุงเลย
220 Legion that
แต่ว่าก็
I cannot release the slide, so it's slingshot.
จะรีโหลดไว้ จะรีโหลดแม็กไว้ตลอดนะครับลื่นโอเค
All right, let's talk about the overall quality. Let's go ahead and start with the Dan Wesson. This Dan Wesson, like all Dan Wessons, is a Series 70 1911. So for you purists out there that really like the Series 70, this is just like the other Dan Wessons. You've got your Series 70 right here.
ตัวนี้ก็เซฟ
You
แม็ก
asked
นะครับ
for it, Dan Wesson gave it to you. This is a steel over aluminum frame on this visual. And yes, it is a full-size or government-size 1911. This is considered a production gun, just like the Sig Legion right here. These are production guns. They don't go to some specialty shop to get a complete workover or anything like that. This is the top quality stuff that they make at a production level. So that's what you have here in this visual. Also, with this P220 Legion series pistol from Sig Sauer. Absolutely gorgeous. In this Sig colored, in this Legion gray color. Very nice. Both pistols have excellent slide to frame fit. You're going to notice there's no movement. I mean, it is rock solid.
อันนี้
There's no movement anywhere.
ต้องไปหา
Just a
เพราะ
very,
ว่า
very nice example
กระเด้งไปแล้ว อยู่ในห้องนี่แหละ
of Legion quality on this 220. Let's look at the
เสริม
frame
หน้า
fit
ไกลมานะครับ
on the 1911.
เพราะตำแหน่งโพซิชันของผมเนี่ย
A
มือ
little bit
เนี่ย
more of a gap than I'm used to in most Dan Wessons. So here I am
มือ
with
พอ
one
ไป
that I
เนี่ย
purchased.
มันจะ
And it's
เอื้อม
not
ไกลได้ถึง
absolutely perfect.
เพราะผม
But
เป็น
as
คน
far
นิ้ว
as
เล็กเนี่ย
movement, there
พอ
isn't
กิฟ
any.
กิฟไปเนี่ย หน้าสัมผัสของมือของนิ้วผมเนี่ย
And
มันจะถึง
barrel is very tight.
Yeah.
So again, even though it's not
ทำให้
absolutely
แบบ
perfect in the back, which hey, we're gonna show it what it is,
อ่า
right?
การวาง
That's
นิ้ว
what we
เนี่ย
do. We go ahead and
เร็ว
take
ขึ้น
a good
มั่น
look
ใจ
at these
ขึ้น
handguns and point out any deficiencies.
ยิงจี้เข้าไปเลย
Vigil Commander and like how it's fit compared to this full size.
อันนี้ผมต้องเซฟนะครับ ผมกลัวนกเนี่ย ไปฟาดเฟรม
So on the right is my Vigil Commander, which is my
ไม่
EDC
มีอะไรละ
handgun.
อันนี้ก็
the dirty
มา
one.
การเก็บ
And on the left is the brand new full-size government Vigil. You can just tell there's just a little bit of a difference in fit in the back.
Also notice the rusty hammer on the Commander gun.
You can see some of the rust on the hammer. It is something that we are dealing with.
And what we've noticed is traditionally on most of these style of hammers, like on the Vigil pistols here, this style of Dan Wesson hammer has a very high capability of rusting. You know, my specialist, Brennan's senior specialist, the point mans all have slight amounts of rust on them. So that's just something to mention here. It's kind of important to mention because again, it talks about overall quality. If you're not wanting to have a rust problem on a Dan Wesson 1911, if you want to buy one of the 1911 pistols that has an even more tactical style hammer that is in the duty finish.
That's true, because the duty finish is an excellent finish, and it prevents any rust from happening. That is also our experience from owning 7 or 8 Dan Wessons now. So we want to be totally upfront and let you guys know that it is something that we have been dealing with. It is something that is prone to several models of the Dan Wessons, pretty much any of them that don't have some type of a finish on the hammer. So if it looks like this, like just bare metal, then those are the ones you got to watch out for. And you know, I clean my guns pretty religiously, and we keep them in a great safe,
ต้องไปหา
dehumidifier and everything else. It doesn't seem to make any difference. So
ตัวนี้ก็
the way I'm looking at it is
เอา
this:
ไว้ใน
I'm
กระ
gonna
เป๋า
do the
นะ
best
ครั
I
บ
can with
ตัว
it
นี้
while I have it, and then if I
บางที
decide
ก็
to keep them
เอาไว้
long term,
ผมจะ
just
มี
maybe
ซอง
20
คาด
years
หน้า
or
อก
whatever, I'll probably send them
เสียบ
someplace and maybe
แล้ว
have
ก็
the
เอาไว้
hammers
คาดหน้าอก
replaced.
ตัวนี้
Something
เป็น
else, so Wilson Combat
CZ
or something
Bano
like
อะ
that.
Alright guys, continue to talk about overall quality here after talking about the
นัด
rusty hammer or rust gate, whatever you want to call it. Both of these pistols have very well machined, forged aluminum alloy frames here.
เท่านี้
You can see just how beautiful it is on the Dan Wesson. Same on the Sig Legion pistol here.
โอเค
Unlike your lesser end 1911 pistols that
เดี๋
feature
ยว
an aluminum alloy frame, this pistol does have a fully protected aluminum alloy frame because Dan
รอบ
Wesson
หน้า
pistols in the Vigil
รอบ
line
หน้า
have a fully ramped
รอบหน้า
barrel
จะ
that protects the aluminum
มา
alloy
เอา
frame.
อะไรอีกดี รอบหน้าเดี๋ยวจะเอาอูซี่คอมแพค
Using this very high-end firearm right here.
Young Beretta was just talking about both of
Uzi
the frames. One thing I
compact.
did want to mention, when I took the Dan Wesson completely down, I
แล้ว
did
ก็
notice it has a fully
อาจจะเป็น
supported chamber area.
ก๊อก
The whole
17C
part of the
นะครับ
barrel is supported on this
เอามา
aluminum alloy
รีวิว
frame. So I think that
ก๊อก
is what gives
17C
you the
เอา
long
ไปเปรียบ
life
เทียบ
in
กับ
an aluminum frame
เพราะว่าไอ้ตัวเนี้ย
1911. So I did want
ลำกล้อง
to throw
เนี้ย
that out
มัน
there
เป็น
for
ลำกล้อง
those
ของ
that
ก๊อก
own them
17C
already and have taken them down. You know exactly what I'm
จะเอา
talking
มาเปรียบ
about.
เทียบ
For
กับ
those
ก๊อก
that don't have any experience with that or
Gen
don't
4
know anything
ก๊อก
about
19 Gen
aluminum
5
alloy frames,
ก๊อก
we wanna give them
17
some more support
C
where the round goes into
จะเอา
the
มาเปรียบ
barrel to make sure there's
ตระ
no
กูลก๊อก
excessive wear at
แล้ว
that
ก็ก๊อก
point.
26
And
Gen
this
3
1911 and this line of 1911s has
โอเค
that feature. I think that's
อัน
important
นี้
to say.
เดี๋ยวขอตัวไปหาตัวครอบไกด์หลอดก่อน โอเคครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ
ได้เป็นสมาชิก